But you know, or you will know within the next 14 minutes. You got time?
Yes, sir.
I'll see it when I believe it. Now that's intimately tied to the picture you're looking at. If you believe you are a lion, you will see yourself as a lion and you'll be consistent. You'll act consistent with being a lion. But if what you see is a little fuzzy, helpless kitty cat, and that's what you think you are, that's exactly what you'll be. It's the power of positive thinking. It is exactly. If you believe it, you will see it. But you got to believe it. Now, the advantage you get in education is you get to go to chemistry class, physics class, and math class, and English class. You get to go to social studies and study the greatest political system the world has ever seen. A government of the people, by the people, for the people. A government that most people on this planet that have ever lived, and the ones that currently live, don't have advantage of. But you do. That's part of the lion looking back at you. If you believe that you're the beneficiary of the most advanced political system that ever was, that is, you will see it that way. And the things that you see will be consistent with that, and you will build that picture over time. But if you believe America is the product of corporate people and rich people who own the country, and you're just a peon that exists within some place that the corporations and the rich money run the country, and you don't have any power here and you don't have any say-so, then everything you see will be consistent with that, and you'll actually see a country that you think is a bad, bad place. The advantage of education is that with education we get to erase all those, we had a chance to erase all those bad images and lines that you may have had created in your mind before by people that didn't mean the best for you, who may have tried to convince you that this country is not everything that it is. That it's not a country where Sam Walton was born in Arkansas and went to the bathroom in an outhouse because he didn't have running water, but he grew to be a billionaire, one of the richest men in the world. Or you may not understand that Bill Gates was a dropout from college and was in a garage making a personal computer and grew to be the richest man in the world because he lived in the freedom of America. You may not see the same that happened to Steve Jobs. Or you may not see that Barack Obama was born into a family where he never knew his dad. His dad died before he was ever old enough to know his dad. And he moved from Indonesia to Hawaii and grew up in a very, many times, we would call it a dysfunctional home, but was raised often by his grandmother. But today he's President of the United States. This is a country where you can be anything you want to be because you enjoy the freedoms in the political system that we have. If you believe that, you will see it. And the things you see will be consistent with that. So let's take an example that we all get to have every day. You roll out of bed tomorrow morning. I know Wes Carr will roll out of bed at about 3:55 in the morning. The rest of you will wake up at 7:15 and try to get to school before the bell rings.
That's why I get up at 5.
But Wes Carr will roll out of bed at 3:55 and go to the YMCA and work out. And sometimes he might see Haley Hall there if she doesn't skip the day out there. But when you roll out of bed every morning, your feet hit the floor, you can wake up every morning and you can say, another damn day. I got to go to school with all the damn people and go to those ignorant ass teachers that don't teach. And I got to weather through another lovely day. I look out the window, it's rainy out, it's nasty, and it's cold, and I'm going to be outside, and it's going to be cold and wet. Another nasty damn day. And if that's the way you roll out of bed, what kind of day do you think you're going to have?
A nasty damn day.
It's going to be a nasty damn day. And everything you see will be consistent with exactly what you believe that day was going to be. Or you can roll out of bed in the morning, your 2 feet hit the floor, and immediately drop down and do that 100 push-ups you need to do to get the day started, right?
Every day, sir.
And then when you get up from those 100 push-ups, you say, thank you, Lord, it's another day. I get to live on this planet another day. I get the opportunity to see those people at school that I like to see. I get the chance to change the world, make it a better place. And the rain that's outside, it means spring is coming. These are the spring rains, and pretty soon the grass is going to be green and the forests are going to turn, the flowers are coming up. I'm going to plant my garden. It's going to be a beautiful day. And what kind of day do you think you're going to have if that's what you say?
A great day.
A really good day.
It's going to be a damn good day.
Yes, sir.
And everything you see will be consistent with that. And when you walk down the stairs and your brother says something nasty to you, it's going to be like water rolling off your back. You're just going to say, so what? Sorry about that, brother.
Screw off.
And you walk through the kitchen and mom says something to you. Did you do your homework? You know you didn't do your homework. But you walk through the kitchen and say, good morning, Mom, man, I love you. Thank you for everything you do for me every day. And you're going to be thankful that you were here on this planet for another day. And that's exactly the kind of day you're going to have. If you believe that's the day you're going to have, that's the day you're going to have. If you believe it, you will see it that way. You control your destiny.
No one else.
If you go through life saying, I'll believe it when I see it, you are never going to see the world the way it is. Because every image that gets projected to you, you're going to be waiting for the world to prove something to you. You prove it in your own mind. The world's not going to show you anything but be a reflection back of what you believe. You believe that you're that lion looking back. You don't see yourself for the acne or the fact I got a few extra pounds. I don't see looking there and say, man, I can't run as fast as others, jump as high as others. I don't see myself for the deficiencies that my parents or the other people may point out to me. I know that I'm a lion. And every day when I go to school, I'll learn more about that lion looking back at me. How much time I got?
Ooh, 245.
How much?
245.
I am the ultimate expression of Western civilization. And Western civilization is the greatest thing that's ever happened to this planet. I'm the beneficiary of the scientific revolution and the Italian Renaissance and the elevation of the English language. I'm the beneficiary of the strongest military force the world has ever seen, the greatest political system the world has ever seen. And I got to be part of that. I was born into that. And all those institutions that made that possible, that's part of who I am. And that's part of who you are. And when you believe that, you will act consistent with that. And you will be a leader in the world, not some wet behind the ears kitty cat that can't fend for itself. That picture sums up everything about your education. What you need to do is learn all the attributes of that lion looking back at you and realize that you're part of that. Okay, 5 things that you are. I'll let the 9th graders get away with 3 things. I already answered 2 of them. You're West Virginian or American. All you got to do is fill in 1 more thing. You all are 5 things.
A cadet.
So Ryan Toney's going to say, and I'm a football player. Do you think the game of football was invented the day Ryan Toney dropped into the world?
No, sir.
Or was there actually a football game before him?
Yes, sir.
When the football game started, they were playing in 1903. Did we have a forward pass?
Yes, sir.
No, it wasn't a forward pass. So forward passes were invented. That was brought into the game. How the hell could Toney be a receiver if there was never a forward pass? Right? He couldn't be. And so there were great giants of football who created the forward pass and the pro sets that we have that allow receivers to get out in the open and run the routes that they run. If I'm going to be a football player and I'm going to be a receiver, and that's how I define myself, then I'm going to know the history of the game. I'm going to know what came before, and that may give me some ideas where we're going to go in the future and how that game's going to be developed in the future, what the future sets are going to be and the future routes and the future types of quarterbacks we're going to have. I'm going to be an expert in the game. What are you? Wes Carr's going to be a Marine. He's not a Marine yet, but he's going to be. You think Wes Carr ought to figure out and know what a Marine is and where they came about and how they came about?
Yes, sir.
I guarantee it, because of Paris Island, they're going to make him know. He's going to be able to say it in his sleep. Because they're going to make sure that he knows what he is and part of what legacy he represents. You going to be an engineer? You going to go to MIT and be an engineer? You going to be a video game specialist?
No, sir. I'm going to be.
Did video games get invented the day you were born?
No, sir.
There were a few before you, actually.
Pac-Man.
But that which developed the ability for us to play video games is a history of computing. and ability for us to be able to project math on the video screen. Because what's behind that video screen is nothing but a whole lot of math. And if you're going to be great at the game, if you're going to be great at being able to develop that thing, you ought to know the history of it, if that's what you're going to define yourself as. Burkhammer aspires to be a Republican someday.
Good for you, bro.
He's actually going to register to vote and be one of them damn rich Republicans. Can you believe that?
No.
No,
If
sir.
he's going to be one of them, he better know about them. And I'm going to give him a book tomorrow, and he better read about it. If he's going to be one, he better understand where they came from, what they're all about. Joey Taylor, what are you going to be?
CIA, FBI.
When was the CIA invented? 1947, that's right. Okay? So if you're going to be in the CIA, I would know why it came about, and how it came out of OSS in World War II, and why Harry Truman thought we had to have a CIA. What his purpose was. FBI. We always had an FBI.
Yes, sir.
Did Thomas Jefferson have to worry about the FBI coming to investigate him?
No, sir.
Oh, FBI came about sometime. Department of Justice created. When did it come about? What was it? What were the prerequisites? What did J. Edgar Hoover do to create the FBI, the modern FBI we have? You tell me what you're going to be, and then you become an expert in that. When you become an expert in it, you can tell me all about that. Then you start verging on being in a profession instead of an occupation. And all of you should aspire to be a professional. You just don't trade your time for money. You become part of a profession, part of something where you create the environment in which you work. You're a professional in whatever you do. That's what you aspire to be. Now, could you hold an occupation until such time as you can be trained as a professional?
Yes, sir.
You will do that. But as you earn your money and grow to be a professional, you always have in your mind that you're going to be a professional at whatever you aspire to do. How much time?
1450, sir.
2 minutes.
You need to go to the bathroom now, Crum?
No, sir.
There's a porta Johnny right back here if you need one.
For
Yes,
John.
sir.
Okay. Y'all pack up your stuff, ready to go. You know what your homework is for Tuesday? 5
sir.
things what I am, all right?